Hi everyone! Today, let's dive into one of the oldest and most beautiful arts in Asia, silk weaving. We'll explore how silk is made, why it's so important in Lao culture, and even uncover some surprising facts that most people don't know. Ready? Let's go.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Where are you going?
Silk weaving.
Yeah, that is the store, the boutique store.
Yeah.
Do you want to go in and check out their product? And then they will have a tuk-tuk to take us to their village. They will teach you how to do silk weaving today.
Let's go and see. So, what is silk weaving? Silk weaving means turning tiny silk threads into beautiful cloth. It's an art and a craft that people have been doing for thousands of years.
Silk weaving started in China more than 4,000 years ago. Then through trade and travel, it spread to other countries like Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. Silk weaving in Laos is over 1,000 years old.
In Laos, silk weaving became very special. It wasn't just about making clothes. Each pattern and color told a story about the weaver's family, village, or even their beliefs.
Silk was used for wedding ceremonies and as a sign of wealth and culture. Families passed down their weaving skills and secret patterns for generations.
But today, silk weaving in Laos is at risk. Why? Many young people are moving to cities to find other jobs. Weaving takes a long time and lots of patience, and machine-made clothes are cheaper and faster.
That's why places like Ock Pop Tok are so important. They help us keep the beautiful tradition alive by teaching new weavers and showing visitors like us why silk weaving matters. Ock Pop Tok East meets West in Laos. It's not just a place, it's a special organization in Luang Prabang that helps protect the art of silk weaving.
Here, they teach young weavers, preserve traditional patterns, and share Lao culture with the world. And guess what? Visitors can even try weaving themselves. Let's try this place out with me today. To get to Ock Pop Tok, my mom and I took a tuk-tuk. A tuk-tuk is a small three-wheeled taxi. It's open air, so you can feel the breeze as you ride. In Laos, tuk-tuks are everywhere because they're quick and can easily move through busy streets. They're also fun. They go tuk, 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 tuk. When we arrived, the first thing we saw was a colorful shop full of handmade scarves, skirts, toys, and even Hmong batik fabrics. Each item was made by local artisans. Inside, there's a treehouse where weavers create beautiful patterns. Visitors can also sit high up, watch, or even try weaving themselves.
Oh, look at that. So you walk up here and then you go up there.
But Ock Pop Tok is more than just a shop or weaving school. It empowers women across Laos by helping them earn a living through traditional skills. They work with rural artisans, youth, and whole communities, keeping Lao textile traditions alive while making sure everyone can grow professionally and socially.
So every time someone buys a scarf or takes a class here, they're supporting hundreds of weavers and protecting the environment too. It's not just a visit, it's helping keep history and culture alive. It was a perfect place to start our silk weaving adventure. When you look at Lao silk, it's not just pretty patterns. Each design tells a story.
In Laos, weaving patterns are super important. They show where someone's from, what they believe, and sometimes even their family history.
For example, in the north, weavers might use elephants to show strength and wisdom. In the south, you'll often see nagas, the magical river serpents that protect people.
Some patterns are for good luck, like stars or flowers. Others tell stories about nature, animals, or even ancient legends.
And here's something cool. Each region has different patterns. People can sometimes tell where you're from just by looking at your clothes.
So when you wear Lao silk, you're not just wearing fabric. You're wearing a piece of history and culture that's been passed down for hundreds of years.
And look at what we found at the shop, Ojos de Dios. Ojos de Dios means eyes of God in Spanish. They started with the Huichol and Tepehuan people in Mexico. Traditionally, they're made by weaving colorful yarn around sticks, symbolizing protection and the power to see and understand things clearly.
Now, Lao weavers also make their own versions using silk threads. They mix Lao patterns with ojos de Dios, designed to create decorations that bring good luck and spiritual protection.
So it is not just a pretty decoration, but a symbol of care, culture, and creativity from both Laos and around the world. Now let's learn how silk weaving really begins.
Before weaving starts, we need silk threads, and guess what? Who makes them? Silkworms.
Silkworms aren't normal worms. Regular worms, like earthworms, live underground and help the soil. But silkworms are insects. They grow from eggs, turn into caterpillars, then spin silk cocoons before becoming moths.
And silkworms are super picky eaters. They only eat mulberry leaves.
Why only mulberry? Because mulberry leaves have just the right nutrients to help silkworms grow strong and make thick, strong silk threads.
If silkworms eat other leaves, they can't make good silk, or sometimes they can't make any silk at all.
To get the best silk, farmers take great care of the silkworms. They keep them warm, not too hot, not too cold, and they feed them fresh mulberry leaves every day.
If the silkworms are healthy and happy, they spin thick, shiny silk cocoons. But if they don't get the right food or care, the silk can be thin and weak.
And some farmers in Laos even sing or play soft music for their silkworms because they believe happy silkworms make stronger silk.
So even before weaving starts, it takes a lot of love and patience just to grow the perfect silk threads.
Once the cocoons are ready, we move to the next step, making the silk thread.
First, the cocoons are boiled gently, because inside each cocoon, the silk threads are stuck together by a special glue called sericin. Sericin is made by the silkworm to hold the cocoon together. If we don't boil the cocoon, the sericin keeps the thread too sticky and we can't pull them apart.
The hot water softens the sericin so the silk threads can be unwound smoothly. Then, workers carefully pull the silk thread from each cocoon. Did you know that one cocoon can have up to 900 meters of thread? That's almost 9 soccer fields long.
Then the fine silk threads are twisted together to make them stronger, because raw silk threads are too weak. If we skip twisting, the silk would be too fragile and break easily during weaving. This is called reeling.
After that, the threads are washed again to remove any leftover sericin and dirt and left to dry under the sun. It's more complicated.
Don't hold too hard. You don't hold the yarn too hard, it will burn your finger.
Now comes the fun part, dyeing.
Weavers use natural colors made from plants, flowers, and even tree bark. For example, yellow from turmeric, purple from berries, green from young leaves, or people even crush insects for bright red.
The silk threads soak up the beautiful colors and are then left to dry again. Now they're ready for weaving. Now that we have silk threads, it's time for the final and most exciting step, weaving the silk. Weaving happens on a big wooden machine called a loom. The loom holds the long threads, called the warp, stretched tight from top to bottom. Then the weaver passes another thread, called the weft, across the warp. The weft goes over and under the warp threads again and again. The weft thread is wrapped around a tool called a shuttle. The weaver pushes the shuttle from side to side to carry the weft through the warp.
You can see, Mary? Yes. So you hold the shuttle like this. Don't cover the hole, don't touch the bobbin. Just move your finger like this and hand like this. And step the foot pedal. This is we call foot pedal. This is comb. Comb. The handle that we try connect to the foot pedal. This is the pattern pedal. This is the shuttle. Yes, we use 2 bobbins. Yeah. So now I have the shuttle on the right hand. I step on the right foot pedal. Then I get open. Slide the shuttle to the left hand. Then change to the left foot pedal. Shuttle, foot pedal, slide, foot pedal.
I tried weaving my own silk scarf. First, the weaver helped me set up the warp threads. Then, I used the shuttle to pass the weft through, back and forth, over and under. It was like making a special pattern with every move.
Did it take long?
Yes, even my simple scarf took almost 2 hours for a small piece. But I loved the experience. It made me appreciate how much time and care weavers put into their work.
For simple designs, weaving can take just a few days.
But for complicated patterns like elephants, nagas, or flower gardens, it can even take weeks or months. And some supplementary weft patterns add extra colored threads by hand, making it even slower. The most detailed patterns like discontinuous, supplementary, weft, or ikat can take up to a year for just one thin skirt.
Three hours later.
Okay. Yeah, well done, Mary. It's been 3 hours.
I know.
Well done. How do you feel? You feel like you achieved something?
Yeah.
It's amazing how patient you are. Well done. High five. Let's sit down and look at your product. Wow, the color you like too.
I chose the colors.
Yeah. Wow. Can I see your product, Mary? Oh, it is so beautiful.
Before we say goodbye to Laos, let's sail on the Mekong River, one of the most important rivers in Asia.
Hi, Andy. Hi. Do you know what river we are on?
Oh, yeah, I know. That's Mekong River.
Wow, that must be a really long river, huh? Do you know where it starts from? Which country does it start from?
China,
Well done. And now, where does it go to?
Laos.
Good job. Do you know where it goes to next?
That forms a lot of water here.
Not yet.
No.
Can you say no? Cambodia? Ah! Have you been to Cambodia? And what did you do in Cambodia?
Special, like
Yeah. So it went to Cambodia and then finally it went to Vietnam and then it went to the sea.
how much miles is to the sea?
Well, that's a very good question.
So this is the entire river.
The Mekong is 4,350 kilometers long. It starts high the mountains of Tibet and flows through 6 countries: China, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam.
That's right, people call it the Mother of Waters because it gives life to millions of people and animals.
Along the Mekong, people fish for big catfish, shrimp, and many other fish. The river also brings rich, fertile soil called silt, which helps farmers grow rice and vegetables.
It's not just about food. The Mekong is also important for transportation and trade. Boats carry people and the goods between villages and even across countries.
But the river faces problems today. In some places, the Mekong has salty water called saltwater intrusion.
What does that mean? Normally the water in the Mekong River is fresh water, good for drinking, fishing, and farming. But when the sea pushes salty water up to the river, it makes the water too salty for plants and fish.
Why is this happening? Well, because of climate change, the sea levels are rising. And sometimes when there's not enough rain or when dams hold back water upstream, the river gets weaker.
When the river doesn't flow strong enough, the salt water from the sea can move farther up the river, even into the places where people grow rice and vegetables.
Too much salt can hurt the plants and make the land bad for farming. It can even make the water unsafe to drink for people and animals.
That's why people are working hard to protect the Mekong River and find ways to stop too much salt from coming in.
It's time to go to the airport.
Bye-bye, everything. Bye-bye, sweeties.
And just like that, our amazing adventure in Laos has come to an end.
We had so much fun learning about silk weaving, meeting the weavers, and now sailing the mighty Mekong.
A big thank you to M Gallery Hotel for giving us such a fun and cozy place to stay during our trip. And thank you, Laos, for sharing your beauty, culture, and stories with us. Goodbye, Laos. Kap Chai. See you next time.